There's a mass exodus from the Chicago Police Department. Our officers going to the suburbs, going out of state.
Mayor Lightfoot today appointed the first executive director to a new community commission, and the move remains controversial. That role is designed to play a role in policing police and in hiring and firing police superintendents.
Adam Gross is the new...
I want you to understand this. In a city that had almost 800 murders last year, has over 150,000 known gang members, the ones the police know about. Had over what? Like 3,500 shootings last year that they knew about. Almost 10 a day. They're concerned about policing the police. If I was a cop, I would leave there too. I would get out of there. There's no way I would be a police officer there. Which means, this means that they're targeting police. They're putting the clamps on the police. If you make one mistake, you're either going to jail or you're getting fired. And I think you guys don't understand, like, I don't think you guys understand. Police in these neighborhoods, just on a normal day, let's just say nothing happens in the neighborhood. You have fights, you got dudes running from police, people smashing grabs, you got complaints, people calling the police every 5 seconds, chasing people through alleys, chasing suspects. There's a lot of policing that goes on on a day when nobody gets shot or killed. It's a very, very tough job in these communities. These people are disrespectful towards police. They're violently disrespectful towards each other. And now the police are being policed because if one of them makes a mistake, then they're all like...
There's a mass exodus from the Chicago Police Department. Our officers going to the suburbs, going out of state.
Mayor Lightfoot today appointed the first executive director to a new community commission, and the move remains controversial. That role is designed to play a role in policing police and in hiring and firing police superintendents.
Adam Gross is the new appointee, a longtime advocate for police reform. Let's bring in our political editor, Mike Flannery. He's got a lot more on this. Mike?
Well, Sally and Anthony, the appointment of Adam Gross drew praise from aldermen who voted in favor of creating this new oversight commission, whose 66 members from three from each of the city's 22 districts will be chosen by voters in next year's city elections.
And I can't think of a more qualified person to lead this organization. So if we're going to get public safety right in the city of Chicago, we need to restore trust between residents of the city of Chicago and the Chicago Police Department. Study after study makes that clear, that that's a key component to a good public safety strategy.
Restore trust between violent criminal thugs, killers, the majority of whom haven't come, like the guy who does the shooting in Chicago, he's killed other people because they have such a low clearance rate in Chicago. Clearance rate is very low. They only clear about 12% of their murders. So most of the murderers are still on the street killing again and again and again. And the word about trust, forget trust. No one, this cuddly, kind police, it doesn't work. It doesn't work in these neighborhoods. You gotta be firm and tough. And you have to instill fear in these violent criminals. They have to trust you.
Chicago, we need to restore trust between residents of the city of Chicago and the Chicago Police Department. Study after study makes that clear, that that's a key component to a good public safety strategy.
Among the city council members who voted against creating this new community commission on public safety and accountability was Alderman Nick Sposato of the Northwest Side. He thinks the commission, whose members will come from police districts that do not have populations that are all equal or in line with normal elective districts, is a bad idea.
You're just going to have people on these commissions from these police districts that are going to be people that truly hate and dislike them. Hate may be a strong word, Mike, but certainly dislike them, want to defund the police, and it's not going to be good. These are going to be people that want to bring social workers out there and not police officers.
As Mayor Lightfoot made the appointment of Adam Gross, she noted that he served on her police reform task force and helped to develop its recommendations. I'm political editor Mike Flannery.
Out of Vote 2022 and the race to replace the late Elsie Hastings in District 20, the voters have spoken. Democrat Sheila Sherfilis-McCormick winning the special election.
The healthcare executive cruising to a victory as expected over her Republican opponent, Jason Mariner. Local 10's Roy Ramos live down with Fort Lauderdale with reaction for us tonight. Roy.
Sherfilis-McCormick excited to be the first Haitian-American Democrat to serve in Congress. Congressional District 20 is predominantly made up of Democrats, so she was the favorite here in this race. Meanwhile, it is her Republican opponent who says he wasn't given a fair shot.
I am so excited and humbled to be elected as the next congresswoman for District 20.
Sheila Sherfilis-McCormick winning Florida's 20th congressional district with nearly 80% of the vote and more than 41,000 ballots cast in her favor. In Tuesday's general election, she defeated 4 other candidates, including her Republican opponent, Jason Mariner.
As your next congresswoman, I promise, I vow to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to live in this great country.
Hold on. Is she talking about everyone in the world should be able to come to this country? Or is she talking about the people who live in this country can't live? It's hard living in this country, you know? Because I think she's talking about the latter. Because in order for her to affect immigration, she would have to, from her congressional seat, I don't know how she would affect that because that's more of a federal thing than a state thing. I don't think states control their own immigration, or I don't know. But I think she's talking about, like, it's hard to live in this. Well, no, it's not. It's very easy compared to other countries. Where this woman comes from, and I did the video on my other channel. Make sure you join me every Tuesday and Friday at 9:30 p.m. Unless otherwise notified, because, you know, I may go out of town or something. But every Tuesday and Friday at 9:30 p.m. do a live stream on my other channel, Nation TV. Now, here's the thing. In the country where this woman comes from, the kids eat dirt cookies. Literally, cookies made out of dirt. So I know she doesn't think it's hard living in this country. Must be her constituents that she's trying to cater to. The homegrown Sun people. People of the Sun that are from here. American Sun people. So hard living in the United States. Worst thing ever.
As your next congresswoman, I promise, I vow to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to live in this great country.
Sherfilis-McCormick and supporters gathered at Smitty's Wings in the historic Sistah community in Fort Lauderdale for her watch party. It's there she spoke about ensuring equal opportunities for residents in the congressional district that stretches across Broward and Palm Beach counties.
I commit myself and promise to fight to ensure that everyone can live in this society and move ourselves forward.
But you already can. She talk. My bad. She talking to some people. She's a she came from over there, and she's the congresswoman. And that one of the poorest countries, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, but one of the poorest countries in the world. She came from there, came here. She's a congresswoman. And there's a bunch of some people, her constituents, going to be complaining to her every day, calling her, we can't make it and it's too hard. Which, for the record, plenty of some people make it good in this country. So I just don't understand what they're talking about. I'm baffled.
I commit myself and promise to fight to ensure that everyone can live in this society and move ourselves forward.
10 miles north at Galuppi's in Pompano Beach, Mariner, whose platform was pushing for school choice and public safety, speaking to supporters.
That's where he messed up. He ran on public safety, which means keeping people safe, keeping law-abiding and hardworking citizens safe, which, means, locking up you-know-who and policing you-know-who. So he didn't have a chance down there. I'm surprised he got 17% of the vote. Because you know who's doing the things that are threatening people's public safety. Everyone knows. You don't have to say it. Everyone knows.
Fight to ensure that everyone can live in this society and move ourselves forward.
10 miles north at Galuppi's in Pompano Beach, Mariner, whose platform was pushing for school choice and public safety, speaking to supporters after coming up short with only 20% of the vote.
This is not a concession speech. People are supposed to have a fair shake at choosing who governs them, and they didn't get that.
Sheriff-less McCormick will now be the first Haitian-American Democrat in Congress who will fill the seat of late Representative Alcee Hastings, who died in April after a battle with cancer, which triggered the special election.
There's no way I can ever fill his shoes, but I promise you that our district and our voice is heard.
So what will happen now? Well, the state of Florida will have to certify the vote. She will then be sworn in on January 13th, this Thursday. For now, here in Fort Lauderdale, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.
Okay. That is correct, Christine.